Hi, my name is Dr. Rayshawn Ray, aiming to speak truth to power, and this is my daily thought. Colin Kaepernick is not dividing the country. Police brutality is dividing the country. You know, peaceful protests have always been perceived as a threat, whether that be the Olympics in the late 60s, early 70s, whether that be MLK during the Civil Rights Movement, whether that be women kneeling or engaging in peaceful protest in the 70s to protest issues around reproductive rights, issues around equal pay, issues around equal employment. We've seen the way that privileged groups double down on their privilege. And in doing so, they alter the narrative and aim to change the way we're perceiving a particular issue. And that's happening currently with why NFL players, and not just NFL players, but this goes down to Pee-wee leagues, middle schools, high schools, local clubs. It even extends to Major League Baseball, to the NBA. It's even extended over to soccer internationally with one of the Berlin teams kneeling down. And so what this is really about, this isn't about people protesting the flag or being against the military. In fact, this is about people exerting their First Amendment rights. And in doing so, this issue is about police brutality. This issue is about the fact that African Americans are significantly more likely to be killed by the police relative to whites. And I think one of the best ways to view these data are from FBI data, from police officers themselves who report that although African Americans make up about 13% of the population, blacks represent 42% of all people who police kill who are not attacking or who have a weapon at the time that they're killed. Now let's put this in perspective. So what we're talking about is the police show up on a scene. It's probably in the heat of the moment, as most of their interactions are. And then following that, police officers actually fill out a report and say, no, they didn't have a weapon when I shot and killed them. No, they actually, they weren't attacking me when I put them in a chokehold. No, the little 12-year-old who I shot at a park that had this gun that I thought was real. No, he didn't point it at me. It wasn't a real gun. Like I just shot him in the moment of 3 seconds. No, the black man who was protecting his patient who's mentally ill, no, he wasn't attacking me. He wasn't even close to me. He didn't even have a weapon. I just shot him. Like, this is what we're talking about. And the reason why NFL players are so outraged about this, this becomes very, very key. Because, see, for a lot of people in America, they want NFL players to be happy that they're making a whole lot of money. Well, first off, that's kind of relative because, I mean, NFL players, the average time in the NFL is about 3 years. Most of them only averaging about $300,000. Now, don't get me wrong. That's significantly more money than the average person in the United States makes. Definitely not saying that. But the part that we have to remember is that 80% of NFL players have college degrees. So the fact that they should some kind of way just be quiet and be thankful for what they have shouldn't necessarily be the case. They can speak up for their rights just like anyone else. But see, this is the problem. See, some white people actually take credit for the opportunities that these black people have been getting. For Colin Kaepernick, this is particularly the case as a black man who was raised by a white family. So white people are like, hold up. What? He should really be thankful. I mean, not only did he make it to the NFL, not only could he go to college, but we raised him, doggone it. No, you didn't do anything. The family that adopted him raised him. And if you listen to his parents, his mother in particular, she's very much in support of what he's doing. That is, she's understanding it because, see, the thing is, when you raise a black or brown child, one of the things you realize, you can prepare your child all you want to. Your child can be as gifted as he or she wants to be. You can have them having a 4.0 GPA, scoring perfect on the SAT, going to law school, going to medical school, getting a PhD. And you know what? When they walk down the street, people are only going to see, unfortunately, oftentimes the color of their skin, and the color of their skin exposes them to risk associated with being criminalized, being profiled, and being discriminated against, whether that be by the police, whether that be by a store owner, whether that be by a waiter or waitress in a restaurant. It happens on a regular basis. And for NFL players, they have been told all their life that if you do what you're supposed to do, if you stay out of trouble, if you go to school, if you graduate, if you keep on playing, if you make a lot of money, all of a sudden this race thing won't matter anymore. And whether that be Michael Bennett being thrown down on the ground in Las Vegas, whether that be Kevin Sumlin, the coach of Texas A&M, getting hate mail with nigger written on it because he lost the football game, whether that be Cam Chancellor going to purchase a local facility that he can build up for a community, again, the police called on him because certain people were scared that they saw black people in the neighborhood, whether that be LeBron James getting the N-word written on his house, whether that be Oprah Winfrey going to a store in Europe and a store clerk telling her that she might not have enough money to purchase what's in the store. These are the types of incidents we are talking about. This is what this is about. And we have to ask ourselves how a person like Michael Bennett, who's running from the scene of a potential altercation, gets thrown on the ground and the cop says, if you move, I will blow your fucking head off. But then a white man can walk up in a casino with several guns and have dozens more at his home, and nobody thinks that's weird. This is the world we're living in. So see, we have to get real. See, Colin Kaepernick, NFL players, other athletes, they're not dividing the country. Police brutality is dividing the country. And until people get real about what this is really about, these protests won't stop. Jerry Jones knelt before a game, smiled into the camera, smirked, and then said, all right, it's time to get past this. Tell your players to get past being profiled when they leave your facility. Tell the Dallas police to leave your players alone when they're going home. Tell the Dallas police not to see a black face and all of a sudden view a person as being criminal, because see, we have data on this. My colleague, Dr. Chris Marsh, and others who we have this large project with police officers, we show that police officers are more likely to associate weapons with blacks relative to whites. So see, even when black people are unarmed, whether that be Trayvon Martin just walking back to his dad's place with a bottle of iced tea and a bag of Skittles, all of a sudden, those particular items become criminal. They become criminalized because of the person who's holding them. So see, we have to get back to what this is about. Donald Trump is awesome at shifting the narrative. This is what he does. He's a master marketer. And people are falling right into it. And so I'm calling out everyone, sports writers, Stephen A. Smith in particular, who has had a lot of great things to say about various things. But one of the things sports writers and journalists do, they say, well, we have to get back to talking about the issue. Name it. Say what that issue is. Herm Edwards, name it. Shannon Sharpe is about one of the only ones who's naming it. Ray Lewis, name it. Say what this is about. What this is about is police brutality. POLICE BRUTALITY. That's what this is about. We can't get distracted. And until that doesn't become an issue, this isn't going to stop. See, NFL owners telling their players to get over this doesn't stop because they can't get over it because other people can't get over them being in their own skin and other people feeling threatened by them in their own skin. So as always, conversations matter like Black Lives and Books, and I hope this has sparked one.